What's up guys, my name is Brandon and welcome back to the 29th jailbreak update video. So today we're going to be talking about the iOS 10.3.1 and 10.3.2 jailbreak, MOSC 2017, the iOS 9.3.5 jailbreak, malware on iOS, and more. But before we dive into this video, I just want to make sure you guys are entered into the giveaway I have going on right now. It's an amazing Bluetooth speaker with a ton of bass, so if you haven't entered that, make sure to enter that. I have it in the cards right now, the video for that, and also down in the description below, more information on that contest. All right, so let's get to the jailbreak news. So first off, Apple has not released iOS 10.3.2 to the public. Like pretty much, most people expected at least this week that they would release iOS 10.3.2 since they didn't last week. We expect there to be maybe a new beta or something like that, but nothing. So it's been 2 weeks now without Apple releasing a beta or the final version of 10.3.2. Now with that being said, I can still see Apple releasing some sort of beta later this week, maybe tomorrow or Thursday, and then the final public version of 10.3.2 on Monday. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that and wait and see if and when that does happen. And we're still wrapped up in the release date for iOS 10.3.2 because in the last jailbreak update video, actually the past 2 update videos, I told you guys that Pangu could be waiting for Apple to make the first move in this big game of chess. And of course, that first move is the release of iOS 10.3.2. Now, do I think that Apple is stalling because Pangu announced this jailbreak? Do I think that they're maybe stalling and not releasing 10.3.2 because they're afraid of this jailbreak from Pangu? I don't think so. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I highly doubt that's the case. And I highly doubt that Apple is not releasing 10.3.2 because of Pangu and this jailbreak. My bet is on that it is just a coincidence that Apple is taking longer to release iOS 10.3.2 after Pangu announced the 10.3.1 jailbreak. I think it's a coincidence just because we still don't even know for sure if Pangu is even going to release this jailbreak or not. Now, if Pangu is in fact waiting on iOS 10.3.2 to drop, if they are waiting on Apple to drop 10.3.2, that can really only mean one thing: that the exploit used in iOS 10.3 and 10.3.1 has not been patched in 10.3.2, thus making this jailbreak work for iOS 10.3 all the way to 10.3.2. So some of you are probably wondering, how did you just jump to that conclusion saying that the Pangu jailbreak would work on 10.3.2? And the reason being is very simple. Pangu wants to get this jailbreak on as many devices as possible. So it would not make any sense at all to release the jailbreak for 10.3 and 10.3.1 when and if they're going to stop being signed within the next few days. I've talked about this before, but Pangu is actually partnered with the PP team, who is owned by Alibaba, who funds this whole jailbreak thing, which makes it a lot more lucrative for Pangu to release the jailbreak to the public if it gets as many installs like it did in 9.3.3, which I believe was like 8 million. It makes it a lot more lucrative for them to release the jailbreak to the public than it does to sell it to Apple or to some other corporation. And like I said, the PP team is owned by Alibaba, which of course is the world's largest retailer. So, I'm sure the money is really good over there. So my prediction for this Pangu jailbreak, if it does get released, again, that's a big if, and this is also just a prediction, so take everything with a grain of salt, is I think it will work from iOS 10.3 all the way through 10.3.2. And if that is in fact the case, then that makes it even more obvious to stay on the current version of iOS that you're on right now and not to update, because you're going to have plenty of time to update once this jailbreak does get released. Again, this is just my personal prediction. I've had so many people ask me to make a video about my predictions, so that's what I'm doing here. Don't go ahead and update to 10.3.2 right now or right when it gets released. Just wait on that. Now, another prediction, which is pretty much already 99% gonna happen, is that it will be a semi-untethered or semi-tethered, whatever you want to call it, jailbreak, just like the Pangu 9 jailbreak and just like the Yalu and Mock Portal jailbreaks. Basically, that just means that when you power off your device, it's not going to be in a jailbroken state, but you have to go into that app and click jailbreak or go, whatever it's going to be, to re-jailbreak your device. I'm also 99% sure that this jailbreak is only going to work on 64-bit devices and not 32-bit devices. Now, I also believe that the rollout of this 10.3 jailbreak will be very similar to the iOS 9.3.3 jailbreak rollout, which means that it will be released around 6 to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will be for Windows only at first, with the Mac version coming about a week later. And of course, the very first version will come with the PP Helper Assistant, the PP application there on your home screen. Then eventually we will get the 1-year certificate from Pangu for the jailbreak, and we're also probably going to be able to use the Cydia Extender packages, all the different variants of Cydia Extender, if they do get released, which I assume they will be. Now, as for the ETA, that's the one area where I don't even want to make a prediction. But if I had to say, I would say about a couple days or a couple weeks after 10.3.2 drops, or around WWDC and MOSC 2017 time. But of course, just take that with a grain of salt because nobody really knows at this point. So yeah, those are my predictions for the iOS 10.3 jailbreak from Pangu. Again, if it gets released, those are my predictions on what I think will happen. Now, speaking of MOSC, there was a new speaker announced a couple days ago, and who is it? Of course, none other than Luca Tedesco. So he's going to be in Shanghai next month to give a talk at the Mobile Security Conference in 2017, alongside Pangu and many other security researchers / hackers. So taking a look at the MOSC website, you can see here that his talk will be focused on the modern iOS exploit mitigation techniques. So this is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, I hope we'll see at least some kind of video or snippet of something on Twitter about the talk, but I'm not too sure that's going to happen because I don't think it's ever happened before. At least they haven't posted it publicly for everybody to see. And of course, Pangu will be there. Of course, they are the ones that put this event on, and I'm assuming they're going to be speaking there and giving some sort of demonstration as well. We just don't know what yet. It's kind of just been blank on their website, on the MOSC website. So, it could just be a secret. They want to, maybe wait until closer to MOSC time to reveal it. We just don't know yet. But what I'm hoping for is an iOS 11 beta jailbreak demonstration. I think we're pretty much all hoping for that right now. Now, let's talk about another hot topic going on right now, and that is malware in iOS. I talked about this a little bit in Saturday's live stream, but I wanted to make it clear on a video that's going to stay on my channel and public on my channel so that you guys know about it. First of all, avoid Xmod games. I've been saying this for so long, at least a couple years. It does inject malware into your device, so avoid Xmod games. Not only is it super outdated, but it does also infect your device. Since we are jailbroken, that does obviously make us a lot more vulnerable to malware than if we were not jailbroken on iOS. You should also avoid websites that contain tons of ads, especially if you don't have an ad blocker, and also sites that may be, purposely malicious. And of course, pirate repos and cracked apps are also bad news. It can easily inject your device with malware. And that does also include IPAs that you install via City Impactor. I would just be very careful of what you're installing. So you may be wondering, how do I know if I have malware on my device? And I actually have a link down in the description below that shows you everything you need to know about malware on iOS and how to detect it and how to remove it. But some of the telltale signs are fluctuation in your storage. So if you go to your storage and you see a different amount and storage available and used every single time you go in there, that typically means that you do have malware on your device. Other symptoms are bad battery, so if your battery drains a lot, and also bad connection. So if your connection is kind of bottlenecked and throttled, that could also mean that you have malware on your device. Again, just check the link down in the description for everything you need to know about this malware, how to detect it, and how to remove it. I also wanted to talk about the iPhone 7 substrate fixes. There has been a ton of these over the past couple months, and I just want to make it clear that this new one that just came out, I would avoid it. I'm not going to mention its name, but I would stick to Order 65 from the REST repo. I mentioned that in the past. If you haven't watched that video, I will leave it down in the description. I would just stick with Order 65. And lastly, let's quickly talk about the 9.3.5 jailbreak from the Fried Apple team. So we're still expecting this jailbreak to get released by the Fried Apple team very soon. We just don't know when yet, but we're assuming it's going to be very soon because they did post their full talk on YouTube. And this jailbreak is going to work for any iOS 8 and iOS 9 version. So any version on iOS 8 or iOS 9 on both 32 and 64-bit devices. So of course, I'm going to keep you guys updated when anything new comes of it, and of course when it does get released. So there you have it, guys. That is the latest that is going on in the jailbreak world right now, along with some of my own personal predictions there in the beginning. If you enjoyed this video and you're looking forward to this 10.3 jailbreak, of course, make sure to give this video a thumbs up as always. Also, if you're not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. I do these videos every single week. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.